In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a full brake bleed on this Mazda 6. Let's get started. Your master cylinder is going to be located on the driver's side of the engine compartment, and you'll see the reservoir right here. Turn the cap counterclockwise and take it off. On it, if you read it between one of these many lines of text here, it'll say that it needs .3 brake fluid, so that's exactly what I have on hand to put into the master cylinder. My master cylinder already has brand new fluid and it is almost topped off, so I will top it off to the max line all the way. However, I highly recommend getting an extractor pump, a turkey baster, whatever you have, to remove all of the old brake fluid. There's a little filter in here. You'd want to twist it and pull it out. Once that is done, you can access the inside of the master cylinder reservoir with a little straw. Use your fluid extractor pump and remove as much of the old brake fluid as you can. You don't have to get 100% of it. You probably won't actually, but take as much out as you can, and then add fresh brake fluid, .3 brake fluid of course. Top it off to the max line. You want this to stay full as you bleed, and of course between each caliper I will top it off again. You do not want this to run dry. If you run it dry, you get air into the system in the ABS module. That is not a good thing. While I'm bleeding, I will keep the cap on. Brake fluid is hygroscopic, which means it does absorb water, moisture that's in the air. I want it to stay as dry as possible. Having said that, the sequence for bleeding the brakes is starting at the right rear caliper. That's the passenger side rear. Then you work your way to the left rear, driver's side rear, then the right front, that's the passenger side front, and then you finally end with the driver's side, the left front wheel. So basically you start at the furthest and work your way to the closest wheel from the master cylinder. All right, I have an assistant in the vehicle ready to pump up the brake pedal. The master cylinder is topped off and we are at the right rear wheel. Go ahead and pump the brakes. Okay, they're holding pressure, so I'm going to take that cap off. I have a little fluid reservoir here with a hose. I'm going to crack the bleeder screw free with a 10mm wrench. Fluid, you'll see this in this clear hose, fluid will go through, as well as any air bubbles that are in the system. Once the pedal has reached the floor, I'm going to close this off, and let's repeat the process. Go ahead and pump again. We're going to do this as many times as it takes. There we go, holding again, so crack the bleeder screw free. You want to see nice clean fluid and no air bubbles. Let's do this again. All right, let's do this one more time. Perfect. Let's do this one last time. All right, no air bubbles, clean fluid. You can let go of the brake pedal now. I'm going to remove my collection bucket here, my reservoir. If any fluid's spilt, go ahead and clean it up. You definitely don't want to confuse this for any leakage. Once you're done, make sure that bleeder screw's tight and put the cap back on. Let's top off that master cylinder and move over to the left rear wheel. We're at the left rear wheel. Let's pop off this little cover. Go ahead and pump up the brakes. All right, holding pressure. Put your 10mm wrench on here, crack the bleeder screw open. There we go, fluid comes out. Let's go again. All right, that was nice and clean. Let's do it one more time. Perfect. One last time, pump again. All right, I like this. This is nice and clean. You can let go of the brake pedal now. I'm going to remove my reservoir and clean off any fluid that may have leaked. Cap this back off. And let's top off the master cylinder and move on to the right front wheel. Now I'm at the right front wheel. I'm going to pop off the cover here. Go ahead and pump up the brakes. Okay, get your wrench on here. Crack it open. All right, let's go again. All right, go again. There we go, let's go again. This is really dark fluid, so I'm going to wait until it lightens up a little bit. That would be the fresh fluid. Getting much better here. Let's do it one more time. All right, one last time. much better. No air bubbles, nice and light in color. You can let go of the brake pedal. I'm going to remove my collection bucket and clean off any residual here. We did have a little bit of spillage, so I'm going to make sure that gets cleaned up. Cap it back off. Hopefully you have all these caps still. These protect the bleeder screws from getting clogged up. And let's move to the last wheel, which is going to be the driver's side front wheel. I topped off the master cylinder. We're at the last wheel, last caliper that is. The left front, pop off this cover. Go ahead and pump up the brakes. Okay. Open up that bleeder screw and go ahead and pump again. All right, pump again. This is also very dark fluid, so I'm going to wait until it lightens up. No air bubbles though, so that's good. Okay, pump again. All right, that's getting better. Pump again. Okay, let's do it a couple more times. Pump again. That's getting better. Let's do it one last time. Pump again. All right, I like it. No air bubbles, clean fluid. You can let go of the brake pedal now. I'm going to remove my hose. And clean off any spillage here. Put this cover back on. And there you have it. At this point, if you feel that you need to repeat the procedure, go ahead in the same sequence until you have no more air bubbles or clean fluid. Mine is all set to go, so I'm going to put the wheels back on. Wheel torque is 80 foot-pounds. Let's top off the master cylinder one last time before we call it this done. Make sure it's all the way up to the max line. You can see it. There's a mark on each side of the master cylinder reservoir. If any brake fluid spilt while you topped it off, clean it off, cap it, and there you have it. Job is done.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.